Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a local community college is looking into expanding after a recent Senate joint resolution. And UK fans came together to support their baseball team despite a tough loss.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on Thursday, June 20th. Now let's go on ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
And that was a tough loss yesterday, big time, Olivia. Everyone, a good Thursday morning to you. Waking up to some fog and spots is locally dense outside our door. Not as bad, at least right now, as it was 24 hours ago. And 64 degrees in Hazard. Again, visibilities from Hazard down to Harlan on the low side. Still, again, this morning, Ashland your way, but we also include some areas just north of Rowan County up toward Maysville. And then Williamsburg as you cross the state line down into Jacksboro. Temperature-wise, very similar to what we had yesterday morning, except a couple of degrees cooler in spots as you make your way across the extreme western portions of Virginia, Clintwood and Wise, respectively, in the upper 50s. Satellite radar composite, clear as a bell minus the fog issues this morning. And as we head through time today, that means with high pressure, a lot of sunshine. And yes, a forecast high that hits the lower 90s again, except we may see the risk of a pop-up shower or thunder shower. Most of us will not see that activity. All right, could be flirting with a record high the next couple of days. Those details with your first alert 7-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few moments. Olivia, back to you.
All right, Tim, thank you. Lawmakers passed Senate Joint Resolution 179, calling officials with the Kentucky Community and Technical College system to examine areas they can improve. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked to KCTCS Board of Regents Chairman Barry Martin about steps they are taking in their evaluation.
Lawmakers pointed out 11 topics for KCTCS officials to prioritize. Barry Martin says they are fully committed in responding to the needs of today's workforce.
The board, the cabinet, the president, and all of the colleges are 100% behind that.
Administrators put together 5 work groups to invest in the study.
One is governance and organization structure. The other one is affordability. The other one is accessibility. The other one is administrative organization and academic programming.
Accessibility and affordability are 2 things Martin says are a cornerstone for their students and something they have provided continuously.
I mean, we probably touch almost every county of the state in some capacity. No other organization in the state does that as far as an academic organization.
To stay accessible, having employees in those locations is important. KCTCS officials announced full-time employees hired on or before March 31st will receive a 3% cost of living increase.
Everybody else is given cost of living increases. We have to be competitive. We have a great talent pool.
Martin says academic programming can help students prepare to transfer to a 4-year school. He says lawmakers want to report on their findings from them by December. In Perry County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The cost of living increase adds up to $8.8 million, which officials say was factored into their annual budget. Several community members in Hazard gathered for a Juneteenth celebration at the Art Station in downtown. Leaders with the Southeast Kentucky African American Museum and Cultural Center hosted the event along with others. Participants gathered to watch videos and speakers discussed the meaning behind Juneteenth. Event leader Dee Parker says they wanted to include everyone in the celebration.
In Galveston, Texas, being enslaved, people there, they didn't know they was free. But once they found out, that's the creation of Juneteenth, is to celebrate us without excluding nobody else.
Parker says they also included some of the same foods that slaves made to celebrate. Last weekend, Chapel Tenuous was crowned as the new Miss Kentucky. She was born and raised in Kentucky, and her dreams of becoming Miss Kentucky came true after a decade of participating in pageants. She is hoping to make a difference during her time as Miss Kentucky and says she plans to use her platform in many ways, including supporting Kentucky's veterans.
A veteran is someone who writes a blank check to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life. So anything that we can do to say thank you is something that is so vital, especially in our community today.
She says that she's honored to have an opportunity to help change lives and teach others kindness along the way. Kentucky baseball's contest against Florida turned out to be a disappointing one for the Batcats, but that did not keep fans from coming out to support the squad. One UK fan says bar owners in the Lexington area were disappointed with Kentucky's early exit from the NCAA men's basketball tournament. So this unprecedented run by the baseball team gave Lexington and much of the state a boost, with the Big Blue Nation following them no matter the circumstances.
They play an electric brand of baseball, and they should definitely be proud to get to this point.
Despite the season coming to an end at the hands of the Florida Gators, many fans are still feeling proud of the way the team came out and performed this season. Of course, this is the first time the baseball team made it to the Men's College World Series in school history. And thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, the heat wave that has millions of Americans in its grip is intensifying while officials are trying to prevent disastrous summer vacations.
And hot and muggy across the Commonwealth again today, flirting with record highs a couple of days in the 7-day period. We'll let you know which ones with your First Alert 7-day forecast coming up right after this.